Good evening, everyone. So thanks for joining us tonight. At this time, we will open the meeting with an invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Lord, we are thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, and its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence with us. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Carly, if you can call the roll, please.
Nightinger? Thomas?
Here.
Thompson? Here.
Here.
Penny?
Here. All right. Well, our first area to visit today is reports. And we're going to start off with Commissioner Ben Thomas in Finance.
Well, thank you, Mayor. Caught me off guard there. I'm usually second. Finance Department report. The Finance Department has submitted the damage assessment inventories for Hurricane Helene and Milton. And Helene cost $2,210,000 worth of damage to us. Yeah. Milton was only $160,000. I guess Helene cleaned everything up for Milton because Milton was only $160,000. A team of FEMA representatives will be out in the next 10 days to conduct a property inspection and walk through of pending and completed work. We expect to have a representative on site to conduct a cost-benefit analysis during this inspection. As of February 10th, 2025, ad valorem property tax collections totaled $4,292,685, which represents 87.3% of the total budget of $4,913,775 for fiscal 2025. This does not include a $12,736 refund to Palms of Pasadena Hospital for tax oversight program with Pinellas County property appraisers. And that's the simple version of it.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. Next, we'll go to Community Improvement and Commissioner Linda Thompson.
The new Community Improvement Department hours appear to be working well. The hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 12:30, when they're open to the public. We're closed to the public from 12:30 to 3:30 so that we can process permits. FEMA representatives came in for their in-person floodplain management general technical assistance meeting. The meeting went very well. Their main suggestion was that we should increase enforcement. We have issued 170 building permits and received 509 applications since September 26 of 24. We completed 25 pre-permit inspections in January. In January of 2025, we received 128 applicants for permits as compared to January of 2024 when we received 73. In January of 2025, we issued 97 permits as compared to January of 2024 when we issued 61. We have 2 people helping answer the phones, which has been very helpful to them. Reminder, all work to repair the structure to its pre-damage condition requires a permit. A substantial damage packet must be filled out completely for all work needed to bring the structure back to pre-damage condition and submit the permit application. And that's my report.
Thank you. And we'll go to Public Works with Commissioner Tom Reed.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, all. The contractor continues to work on the Bayview Pavilion. The trusses will be here on Friday and should start on Monday to begin the installation. The new playground equipment and the fire truck for the kids has been ordered, and installation for this will begin around the middle of March. Great news, our Bay area behind Fred Held Park no longer looks like the set of Gilligan's Island, as the contractor has removed the last of the damaged boats as of today. So thank you, Sean, for getting that taken care of. Public Works just finished the inspections of our stormwater outfalls, of which we have 14 total throughout the city, and all were in working order. Public Works continues to clean up the parks and replant flowers and shrubs. And very important, the city's debris contractor has completed all the pickups. So if you have put debris out at the curb, you have to make your own arrangements to have it picked up and removed. The American flags are installed throughout the city for President's Day, and the repair on the public workshop and annex will begin soon. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so Vice Mayor Neidinger cannot make it this evening. I'm going to read her report from Public Safety Department. The South Pasadena Fire Department is proud to announce that the grand opening event date for the new Fire Station 20, located at 1477 Pasadena Avenue South, has been set. Please join us on Saturday, March 29th, 2025, from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. Fire Department personnel will be conducting public tours of our new facility. Come out to meet our firefighters and see how this state-of-the-art facility helps to assist in responder readiness and response time reliability. Light snacks and beverages will be served for participant enjoyment. We hope to see you there. So there is food. Please come out. Yes. It's always a good thing. Now, my report from the Administration Department. So the city's new marketing coordinator is scheduled to start with the city in early March. Some projects, including the launch of the city's new website, have been paused until the new employee is on board and can participate. So keep an eye out for changes to the city's marketing and communications program coming soon, including the new website. And looks like I get some of the reminders here too. Just a reminder that due to damage from Hurricane Helene, City Hall is not able to serve as the polling location for the upcoming city election scheduled for Tuesday, March 11th. The polling location for the election will be Pasadena Community Church at 227 70th Street South. The deadline to request a ballot by mail is February 27th. For more information about the election, please contact the city clerk's office at cityhall@mysouthpasadena.com or visit votepinellas.gov. City offices will be closed on Monday, February 17th in observance of President's Day, and tonight we have a proclamation. This is Flood Awareness Week, is March 3rd through the 9th, and this is to encourage our citizens to increase their knowledge of how to protect themselves and their property from flooding. And that is the end of my report this evening. We will move on with the agenda, and that brings us to the People's Forum. So at this time, we're going to open the People's Forum, and this is the portion of the meeting when the public can speak on anything that is not on the agenda. So is there anyone in attendance that wishes to speak for the People's Forum? Come on up.
Two of them.
Whoever wants to come first.
Come up to the podium, and then
Good evening.
if you could just start your comments with your name and address.
Okay, Jack Doherty, 7020 South Shore Drive, South Pasadena, Florida. And what I wanted to talk to you about tonight is you all have done a great job in waiving the permit fees for repairs to houses that were substantially damaged in the hurricane or damaged at all in the hurricane. Thank you so much for doing that. That was very wise, very kind for you to do that. What I would like to ask you to do, to consider, is my particular house at 7020 sustained significant damage from the storm, so much so that the entire house has to be torn down and rebuilt. The damages are in excess of 50%, much greater than 50%. And what I would like to ask you to consider is waiving 50% of the new build permit, because I have to, and others like me, not just me, but others like me also have to rebuild their houses. And I think it would be fair to waive a portion of the new build permit fees for someone that's required by FEMA to rebuild their house from scratch. I've lived on Pasadena Island for 32 years. I've lived in the same house for 32 years. Much like everyone else in South Pasadena, nothing ever has been close to what we experienced. My house faces southeast. The waves slammed against the sliding doors to the extent that the sliding doors buckled in. Even though they're hurricane sliding doors, they buckled in. Waves were coming through my house. just a significant amount of damage. And I would like to ask you to consider, in the spirit of what you've done also with the waiving the permit fees for repairs, that you consider waiving 50% of the new build permits in situations like this where a person is required to tear their house down and rebuild it. So I would throw that out there as what I
Definitely something that kind of makes sense. We'd have to look at it and see how that would work. But yes, thank you for the suggestion.
Okay, thank you.
Were you home at the time?
I was, unfortunately.
No,
For 32 years, I've never had anything like
No,
that.
no.
I have a little dog. I have a little dog, little Yorkshire Terrier, and I had to put him on top of the refrigerator. You know, and the power was off too,
Yeah.
so I had to put him on top of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
I had to sit on top of the kitchen counter, and I was hoping the kitchen counter would be stronger when the waves were coming through than the sliding doors were, and it actually turned out to be. That's why I'm standing.
All right, I'm glad you're all right, and your dog too. Okay, hey, come on up, sir. Good evening.
My name is Michael Novak. My mom and my sister,
Did your address, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I live in Clearwater. It's 2998 Teal Lane, Clearwater 33762. But I'm actually asking and talking to you tonight about the building called the Lutheran Residences. It's 6800 Park Street South. Just to refresh your memory, I'm sure you know this, but it's 180 units, 16 floors. And at the time of Helena, 160 units were filled. So consequently, 160 units and the people within them got displaced. The building actually got closed down. And the reason I'm talking to you about it, my mom and my sister were staying there, and after the hurricane went through, the fire department, I'm not sure how this all transpired, but the building had to be closed down. All the residents there were led to believe that they were only going to be out for a few days. So they literally left with the clothes on their back. Some of them had to be brought down with the fire department through these special chairs because they can't walk on stairs. They're 62 and older, but a lot of them are over 80. My mom, 93. So as it turned out, the building has remained closed, and these people have been displaced. Consequently, the big problem, one of the big problems is that was an affordable housing situation for a lot of them. They were, literally they could get their rent, water, sewer, electric, and cable for under $800 a month.
Right.
I mean, it was really a great deal for people that are strictly on Social Security, and that's what my mom and my sister were faced with. Now they're displaced. They can't afford anything. So they're going from relative to relative until things get figured out. The reason I wanted to come here tonight was I talked to the building management there at the Lutheran Residences, and originally they were saying they were going to try to work a deal with Duke and the city to get the power turned on long enough to get people to get their stuff out. So they're not even talking about bringing the residents back.
Right.
What they want to do is talk about getting the people, letting the people get their stuff out. So, I mean, I'd like to see the people get back there because that was an affordable place for them to live. I mean, literally, they left there with the food in the refrigerator, and now you probably got roaches and probably mice and rats, and you got some other issues inside the building that weren't there before. When I talked to the building management, I'm sorry.
It's
Did
okay.
I answer you back on that? Can I answer him back?
Yeah, well, I mean, did you want to finish your question to us? So.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I lost my train of thought now.
It's okay.
I knew I had 3 minutes, but I thought I had it within the 3 minutes. But what I was trying to ask is if there's something that the city can do, maybe give a rental, because the problem is with the generator, is what I'm being told. The generator, they can't turn the power on because there's something wrong with the generator. What I'm asking is, there something the city can do, like give a portable generator so they can get the power turned on long enough to get the elevators working so that people can get their stuff out.
Oh.
That's all I'm asking.
Just a quick question for you. Do you know if they have had their elevators repaired yet?
No, they have not.
Well, they don't have any electricity, so they couldn't.
Well, I mean, they can still do the work. I mean, you can get the
Yeah.
pits pumped out, you can have all the electrical replaced, because you can't even start those elevators until all that's done. Because they're not- they wouldn't be safe to go up in,
They
they'd have
have-
to be inspected,
They
so.
haven't, because I've been dealing with Mr. Langford, the
Yeah.
regional director, and he said their whole bottom floor where all the electrical was, had been flooded. They first were gonna demolish it, but they decided that they're gonna rehab it. But did you know there's a Lutheran Towers downtown St. Pete? I have put a lot of people in there at Lutheran Towers downtown, which I didn't know there was one. But what he's allowing you to do, if you make an appointment, you can go in there and get things, and I've gotten several people's things brought downstairs because there is no light in that stairwell.
Right.
So they have to wear those minor hats like the firemen did when they brought them down. But it is, if you went in the inside of it, you can see why it wasn't going to be right now.
Oh, I've been in there multiple times.
Yeah.
And my mom and my sister lived on the 5th floor, but
Right.
just think about it, if someone lived on the 16th floor,
Yeah.
how are they gonna get their stuff down?
Well, Alice, I've been dealing with, was on the
Yeah.
9th floor, so.
Well, there was just an article in the paper, a
Yeah.
guy that had to go to, he was just one floor below the top, and
Yeah.
and he said he had to go up so many stairs and just sit. He had to go up so many more and sit. He said it took him forever to get up, and then he could only bring down what he could carry in his arms.
Well, that's it. You've got a lot of family heirlooms and pictures and
Yeah.
not to mention furniture that, they
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
can't afford to buy again.
But yeah, I think just getting the generator running is it's just a small part of the problem, though. I mean, because with the electrical, if you did get the elevator running, it has to be, of course, safe first before they can get it running. And then what would that do to the rest of the electrical that's connected to the elevator? Would it start some kind of fire or something? So I think they're gonna have to do it step by step. Don't mind helping them if we could, but I don't think just hooking up another generator to it's gonna be the solution to the problem. But we can talk with our community improvement department and see what they think, and see if that's something that would work. But if they haven't done anything with the elevator yet, and I manage several condominiums, and I've had to run into the same problem. You can't get the elevator running until you've got the pump emptied out of all the water, you got all the electronics, it's gotta be scrubbed, it's gotta be cleaned. They gotta be brought back up to code again before you can even use them, so.
Well, thanks for listening to me. I was just
But
hoping
thank
that
you,
maybe
thank you.
guys could step in and maybe help out a little bit.
We'll look into it though,
I
thank
do
you so
appreciate
much.
that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is there anyone else that wishes to speak this evening? Okay. Seeing none, I'm gonna go ahead and close the people's forum. And we'll move into the next section, which is the agenda comment. And we'll now accept agenda comment. And this is the portion of the meeting that the public can speak on anything that is on the agenda. And that is not a public hearing. So is there anyone that wishes to speak on anything that is on the agenda this evening? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to close the agenda comment. We do not have a public hearing this evening, and we have no unfinished business. Our first item on the agenda is our consent agenda, and this would be the approval of the commission meeting minutes for the month of January 2025 on file in the city clerk's office. And I'll entertain a motion to pass the consent agenda.
Motion to pass.
So, who wants to motion? Who wants to second?
It doesn't matter to me, I'll take the second.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, our next item number 2 under new business. And this is resolution number 2025-02. And I'm going to ask our city attorney to read the resolution by title.
This is resolution number 2025-02, a resolution of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, appointing 2 members to the Firefighters Pension Board of Trustees.
All right, thank you. All right, do I have a motion and a second to pass resolution number 2025-02?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
I just wanted to make a quick note. I probably should have inserted in here that I was going to talk. The 2 individuals listed for appointment by this resolution are Richard O'Connor and Edgar Jackson Vassford III. Apologies for not getting with you on this sooner. I believe that you will need to recuse yourself from this vote, and I'll get the paperwork with you after this meeting.
Okay.
But I just needed to, there's a personal relationship there with one of the
Oh,
appointments. So,
naughty. Okay.
sorry.
So, okay, so is there any discussion on this item at all? Except for Linda. Okay, hearing no discussion, can you call the vote, please?
Did I have a motion in a second?
Yes.
You motioned, I
I'm sorry,
seconded.
I was trying to get attention. Motion second?
Yes, sir.
Apologies.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Is that why you didn't second it?
That's why I didn't, I knew
I
that.
was sitting here like, oh no, I've got to.
Sorry.
Thomas,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Benny.
Yes. Okay. All right, looks like our last item this evening, item number 3, is resolution number 2025-03, and I'll ask our city attorney to read the resolution by title.
This is resolution number 2025-03, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, urging the Florida State Legislature to enact legislation to provide a public records exemption for municipal clerks and employees who perform municipal elections work or have any part in code enforcement functions of a city, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. All right, do I have a motion and a second to pass resolution number 2025-03?
No, I'm just paying attention. I missed the last one. I had to make sure it's good.
Got a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Okay, is there any discussion? I know we talked about it at our workshop.
Well discussed.
Everybody's good? Yep. All right, please call the vote.
Thompson,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Thomas,
Yes.
Benny.
Yes. So at this time, there's no further business. I'm going to adjourn this meeting. Wish everyone a pleasant evening.
Thank you, sir.